One.
Live!
We're 2 weeks into the M&S season. We have yet to get a chance to get together and do one of these shows, but I think it's actually really good timing. We get to see all the teams, a fair share of them. We get to give an accurate assessment. We're going to, I guess, quickly go over some big moments and big games. We had a few big ones and a few important ones that actually were not put on highlights.
One of the cool things about this season is we talk about the depths of the teams, and we're going with the no sub rule, and it already came into play. Next man up.
Big time.
And games have been down to the wire. Obviously not every game, but for the most part, one play, one runner, one idea to tag or not tag.
It's real managerial type of material.
He didn't play shallow or he did play shallow. One guy having to leave early can make a difference in a season.
It's like you're saying, the positioning is coming into play.
Yeah, it's that close.
Guys that are missing are actually not even hurting their team so much, like you said it, because next man up and everyone's good enough to be put out there. So I think I want to start at the top of the standings and work our way down.
Right.
And talk about
Every single team played, some more than others. We're going to run down quickly. Let's start. Top of the standings is 2 3-1 teams, but I'm considering, no disrespect to Hillel, but
I agree with this
the
one.
3-1 Tigers.
Right, the Tigers led by Jackie Towell and all his band of boys that they had from Hillel back in the day. They came in, they surprised the league a little bit. They're much deeper than people thought. They are 3-1. Mikey Shalom to me is probably the reason why they are 3-1.
I agree. People don't give Mike enough credit, and they gave him this spot after other pitchers didn't jump on the bandwagon with JT's team, and they came out strong against A.B. Saka and Shim Shady with with Shimmy, and again, it was early in the season,
right?
And they took advantage.
And Shim Shady, they obviously were not gelled. They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, they
and
exploited.
It was the opposite for the Tigers. They're used to being together. They're all boys,
It's a
and
big
it made
part.
a difference. And I remember week one, Jordy was hitting really well.
Yeah.
But other guys, it's funny, their lineup still didn't even all
True.
together wake
they
up.
won the first game of the season, 1-0.
Right.
But against Edmund Dweck, Carcass Watch,
Nothing.
Sloth,
0.
0 yet.
Elliot Harari, 0.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, but the guys in the bottom of the order,
How about
like,
this? Jackie Towell, some key hits, but really
I think
hasn't.
he's been leaving runners on base
a lot.
all season so
Yeah,
far.
Jordy has been great. Carlos has been great.
Carlos has been a good player for
and
them.
as you mentioned, the back end of the guys,
Solomon Dweck,
Sal Dweck finding his way on base.
Marcus Ajmi.
Exactly.
And then they're making plays in the field. Simmons.
Defensively, Simmons is playing great at second, and that's why they're 3-1.
They're a 3-1 team because they're actually playing like a good ball club. They have guys like you said before, Carlos, who's not even considered the top guy in their team. He's playing really well. And Gabe, how do we not mention Gabe?
Oh my goodness, that's right.
So they have a good team. We understand that. They're 3-1 because of it, but like I said before, and I'll maintain, I think they're 3-1 and not 2-2 or 1-3 because of Mikey Shalom. Let's actually move on to the next team. You alluded to them before, the Foam Rollers. But again, this team, I know they're 3-1, but it's just a flat 3-1 to me.
No, so I'm going to tell you what. You weren't there the other night. A lot of it was on YouTube Live, as we have every game videoed, and a lot of Insta Live as well. I got to give a lot of credit to Stephen Gindy and Joe West. Game 1 of the season that they played, they swept Hillel. A little bit of a ho-hum. Ugly sweep, but you know what? Wins are wins. What I got to give him a lot of credit for, Jake Miz, who was a wild card bat for this team, has yet to show. He has a high ankle sprain. The team is looking forward to seeing Jake early at the field next game, and he's excited. He's been telling me he's very pumped.
He had a high ankle sprain. He's recovering, and listen, you're right. He adds a component to their team they're not used to having.
Okay, now this coming week, and I got to again give Stephen Gindy, and it's not the first time we give him credit. He has David Shrem as his 13th, right? Well, Morty Shrem couldn't come game 1. Albert Zolta is in the Holy Land praying.
So imagine you're missing your stud defensive second baseman Jordy Shrem. You're missing your probably most well-rounded player in Albert Zolta. Stephen, to his credit,
Miz.
and Jake Miz to a high ankle sprain. Stephen Gindy opted to take a 13th player, and he's using every single body.
Yeah, they're all getting every at bat.
And they're getting at bats. They're getting time in the field.
Here's the coolest thing: the jury was out on Eddie Harari. Oh, he did it against Hillel. Yeah, he got Player of the Week that week. And he pitched great, but it was saying, oh, the umpire wasn't on his game.
He didn't close out game 1 against the Saban After Dark team, but that game, as we saw watching the game on YouTube Live,
impressive.
He was pounding the inside part of the strike zone. He has a plan. He doesn't get flustered. He's a veteran.
Guys out. He was getting
a veteran.
Saban, and
so he has the demeanor of a guy that's been pitching for 15 years.
He's a real competitor.
And I think he's only going to get better as he gets more accustomed to the league.
7th inning, granted, yeah, he walked two guys, and one of them was to load the bases, so that sucked.
And I spoke to him about it. He said, it's on me. I'm going to have to get better. And he
But
understands
to
it.
give Stephen Gindy and Joe S. credit, missing Albert Zoltan and Jake Miz did lighten their lineup.
Right.
David Shrem is a veteran, got actually a big key hit to start an inning.
And
but
obviously, Joseph Ferrati had a monster night with the
grand
a
slam.
home run grand slam down the right field line. And he also had another few hits and a few walks. He's always
so
on base.
as much as his 3-1, people are saying
Listen,
is a flat 3-1.
I think Nathan
give him
Zolta
credit.
has yet to go off yet. He's
Right.
not really. He hit a few balls well that Eshko robbed. We saw it on
Wow,
Instagram. You
yeah,
can watch
what a-
it.
what a play.
And Nussi not really hitting well. So
Nothing. Nussi has done nothing yet.
So if Nussi starts to hit and Zolta does what he could do, their team, it's funny. They're 3-1. They're not clicking yet. So maybe that could be dangerous.
Similar, both 3-1 teams have that.
Now-
Now the interesting team.
We have 2-2 teams.
Yeah, so we'll start with Shim Shady.
So Shim Shady after week 1 looked like they were lost.
Yeah, it's funny because Shim Shady right after week 1, people will automatically say,
I said these guys don't have anything. They're flat. They just don't
this
have.
is going to be the team fighting for the 4 seed.
They look
for the
like
5
that.
seed.
They didn't have enough offense when I was watching it.
And they reconstructed their team. Shimmy, tip my cap to him, didn't react. He did react. He was proactive
Instead of
right away. Instead, he was very proactive. Put Zach where he wants to be at short. Not that Jamie can't play short, but he felt
It's funny.
Zach gives him the best chance.
I had this conversation with Shimmy after they lost the 2 games in week 1, and I said, Shimmy, your best team is actually on your team, and you're not utilizing them. Jamie goes to left field. He's a very, very good left fielder with the best arm in the league in left field.
He's got a big arm.
You go to center. We know he can handle center. He actually was a little shaky last week, but we know
Game 2,
Shimmy's
he
a good
picked it
center
up.
fielder. And Zach is the best shortstop, arguably, in the league. If not Eshko, maybe Zach or Stephen Gindy's a lot of good ones this year, but.
John Eliezer.
John Eliezer. There's so many good shortstops, but Zach is right up there with on the top of the list.
So they came out after reconfiguring their team, playing. Which team did they play? I don't even remember now.
I think they played.
Sabon after no. Oh, well, I should remember this.
I think you did the games.
They came back and won 2. I know that. They swept. Was it Sabon After Dark? No.
No,
it
Sabon Dark is 500.
Oh, the M&S Holes. That's right.
Right, the M&S Holes.
They ended up sweeping the M&S Holes, which we're going to go to next. And they came out with a strong sweep, looking very good. Let's jump to Sabon After Dark. We'll get to the M&S
Sabon
Holes.
After Dark, to me, I'm not shocked. We all know their lineup is stacked. We all know how good they are. But they're going to go as far as Mark Cohen takes them.
Okay, but you say that. The preseason round table that we had.
Everyone selected them to go automatic.
Everybody said they're the 1 seed. No, well, they're looking as good as their lineup is, by the way, and the lineup is great.
You know what?
Eshko and Ali.
Let me say something. Their lineup is great on paper, but let's actually break it down. You have Ali, who's obviously slowing down a little bit. Sabon, after dropping 50 pounds, not a power hitter that he used to be.
Today he hit great. And,
I'm not saying he's
Sunday
not.
morning
He's
league.
still probably the best pure hitter. He's the contact guy, but the power is not what it used to be. Jimmy's unbelievable, hands down, great hitter. We get it. Bobby, listen, he had a great year last year, but is he just a one-dimensional guy offensively?
Hey, he's been hitting the ball
And then
well.
Eshko, if you look at his numbers, is a career 380 hitter, if that.
So,
So,
I'll
is
tell you
their
what it is.
lineup as good as advertised? I don't know.
I'll tell you what it is. I think their lineup is as good as advertised. Just, I think every other lineup is as good. Like a Get Swifty team that
Right.
we're going to jump to right now.
Right, that's the difference. Everyone said Sabon After Dark lineup the best, but you know what?
It's with everybody.
They're equal.
Right.
They're equal.
The Get Swifty team will jump right in. They only played once, and they went 1-1 with a very nice game to win with the Joe Greenberg, Jojo Saruya, Ike Mavora.
It's funny when you look at that team on paper,
Casson, Elliot
going into the
Saka.
season. For some reason, we didn't think they were stacking up with the top guys. But once you break down their team, like Elliot Saka batting 5th, driving in 7 runs last week against Mikey Shalom.
Again, and a big credit to that team, and it's the same way the foam rollers get credit. We didn't give all the credit to Leo Casson or Ed Hirari.
Leo
Casson
pitching well.
is pitching great.
Leo's
So they have
pitching
a
well.
really good team, and they play without Juber, Jackie Haber.
Right, he had kidney stones.
Yeah, we wish him better.
Kidney stones from getting stoned.
Maybe. So those are the teams that are looking good. Now, on to the teams that are looking a little bit messy.
Yeah, listen, the next 2 teams, there is Trouble in Paradise. M&S Holes, we'll start with them. They're 1-3. But their 1 win came via an amazing, spectacular, game-saving win play by John Eliezer.
They were down 5-0 in that game,
Right,
too.
and they made a comeback, and there was let's recreate that play. There was a hot shot off Avi Dweck's glove. You had Jimmy Malach at third base. He decided to take off for the plate. And when he got, and then John Eliezer saw from the corner of his eye that Jimmy that was trying to score, he picked the ball up off the ground when it was like still rolling around, and he gunned out Jimmy to end the game. And that's
Maurice. It wasn't to end the game, but it was the deflator. They made 2 outs, and then they got the next guy out.
That's their only victory of the season. And then I know there's trouble in Paradise with their catching situation with Max Yedid on the mound. He's not happy with who he's throwing to, and people are resigning at catcher.
I'll tell you what. To me, the 1-3 record. The alarming part of the 1-3 record is this team was built on defense. DT at second, Isaac Norwood, Woody at short center, John Eliezer in third base.
And you have Michael Cohen in center and Natan Safdie in left.
This is a defensive team, and they're not playing well defensively.
Right.
I'm going to call a spade a spade.
If your strength of your team is not your strength, you ain't going to win.
And I'll tell you, I saw, and maybe Max is getting hit a little harder than they're anticipating. I saw DT make more errors in the first 2 weeks.
I think, and I spoke to DT about this today by the Brooklyn playoff games, and he said the reason why he's been not playing well is he had a new baby a few weeks ago. He hasn't been sleeping at night. He goes, I got a few good nights rest, and today in Brooklyn he played in Deal behind us, on this field behind us. He played great. I think he'll be okay. He knows.
Like I said, I've seen him misplay more balls.
He knows the chirping
than he
is
did
going
the
on.
whole year last year.
He's aware that the chirping is going on about his eroding skills, and also listen, Lalin's been playing to the left at shortstop, and I think he's got to pick it up.
So now let's take it there. So their defense hasn't been great. Third base, we did mention before the season, could be an alarming position for them. Isaac Norwood actually shifted himself to third.
I think that's the right decision.
Avi Dweck had a good game, then had a not great game. Then they put Elliot Rari there. That didn't work out.
Elliot, actually, I was surprised at that because he usually plays a really good infield.
Well, he's more of a right side infielder.
So they're 1-3. They are what their record is, and let's move on to the final team.
They're gonna have to hit John Eliezer. Whatchamacallit. Michael Cohen did hit. He wasn't there for a game. What are you gonna do? Whatever. He was missing a game.
They are what their record is, and they have. Listen, it's not too late to actually wake up and take 2 against the Hillel team and get right back in the mix.
What we're talking about positioning is A.B. Sackett came up with 2 out, nobody on, down by 1. Michael Cohen was in Lakewood, and there was a pop-up. Now, should Natan have caught it? Should John Eliezer went back and caught it?
So Michael Cohen left because he dipped out early.
Yes, he had to dip. But the truth is, there's a different, there's 20 people on the field, and I heard 20 different opinions. Johnny should have went back and caught it. Johnny said the wind was blowing.
Listen,
Natan was playing
we
too
watched
deep.
the play. We have it on up on the website. And listen, I don't think it was. Sometimes a hit's a hit. Sometimes a bloop, a seeing eye single. I don't care where you're playing. He wasn't playing too deep. Wasn't playing too shallow. It was a bloop hit. It was in a spot.
So the
in
question
no man's
is,
land.
if Michael Cohen was in center, would he have gotten the ball?
I think yes.
Okay, so Natan's elite, but Michael
Cohen's next level center
next level
field.
possible.
Listen, that's not Natan's fault. He's not Michael Cohen. That's
and
what
in the same game, which is talking about positioning, Natan was in center. Victor Abadi is a good outfielder. Is he Natan in left?
Listen, Victor Abadi was great last year, and this year he has not been the same.
He hasn't shown it yet. And Jamie took a nice shot to left center that maybe Natan catches. Little plays like this.
No, this is the positioning.
Could make a team 2-2.
So, again,
instead they're 1-3.
1-3. Again, it's not too late. Let's get down to the last team. You have the 1.5 squad so far living up to their record. They couldn't get the W's, but you know what? I was actually pretty impressed with the way they showed fight.
I think the league in general, the 1.5 number, maybe is the right number, but it's not a no-brainer.
So their team, to me, is a bat or two short from actually being just a threat to win games every now and then. But you can tell they are a team and they are cohesive and they actually are very good defensively.
Right, we heard they make all the plays. Now,
they make all the plays, and Ancona's a really good pitcher.
Ancona's a good pitcher.
So
Marty Anteby, perhaps everybody said.
I don't know, Marty Anteby says he's 18 years old. The guy looks like he's maybe 38 minimum. I want to see some documentation. The guy's got a full facial hair thing going on. And
I am 38 and he's hairier than I am and he's stronger than I am.
Yeah, so Marty Anteby's a real hitter, but they're missing another 2 of those guys.
Ike Batesh looked okay. Bernie Pindek's going to have to be the guy.
So you know what's funny? Bernie Pindek did have a good game, and that's why they were in the game.
Nice.
And they ended up losing 2 to the Foam Rollers, but if it weren't for a very questionable home run call that was down the right field line that Nussi hit, I still think that 1.5 wins that game, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. Calls go. We have umpires. They make the calls. It is what it is. You gain, you lose. But they did battle, which was very good to see. And they're going to be the next matchup, which we'll predict right now. Hillel is going against JT.
Right.
Now, JT found a good time to match these guys.
You have a broom? Did you bring a broom on you?
I don't know.
It's going to be
but
sweet, man.
If JT wins these 2, he's 5-1.
Yeah, then he's sitting pretty on top of the standings.
Now, the league in general is dying for Hillel to get that one win.
Because then it'll cause parity and it'll be like, what's
Correct.
going on here?
And if Hillel gets their one win, that team that loses to them really loses the game to everybody in the standings if they end up going 1-11.
Right.
You know? Obviously, if they compete, I'm calling JT to the sweep because I think the cohesiveness of JT's team.
Forget the cohesiveness. You get the broom out. It's not even talk about these games. This is going to be.
It's going to be.
It's a
hardcore.
no-brainer. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be probably like 7-0, 6-0 games 1 and 2.
I can't say that for sure, but if there's a time for again, and Kona's a good pitcher. So Sloth and Elliot Harari,
They're going to kill it.
they're gonna have to swing.
They're gonna kill it.
They're not gonna get games handed to them.
I'm not even talking about these games. Sweep. Okay.
You think done?
What's the
Okay.
next matchup going into the next week?
Next week, I'm not even sure.
Let's check it out right now.
I want to check it out. I'm gonna look it up right now, and we'll be done after that. What happened to my hand?
Okay, so the next matchup after that, it will be the following week. But that JT versus Hillel game will be tomorrow night, Thursday evening. So I'm not sure if you're all going to get a chance to actually watch this by then, but might be irrelevant. But the following week, as we go to the week of the 9th, Monday evening.
Very, very interesting because 1.5 is playing their back-to-back games.
Right, so listen, I think their season is going to be riding on these next 4 games.
I don't like calling splits, and I usually never do, and I'm very against it. But I'm going to say 1.5 is going to get one of their wins against the M&S Holes.
I don't think they got a half. I don't think they got nothing. I think M&S Souls are taking 2, and they're putting themselves back where they belong.
Now, if M&S Holes do take 2 there, they're 3-3, and they right the ship.
Again, I have the same opinion I had last game I spoke about. Get the brooms. Let's not even talk about this. I think this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the M&S Holes.
I think they're getting 1 against the M&S Holes. On
That's
to
true.
Tuesday,
They're in trouble.
SAD, S-A-D,
Save-On After Dark, going up
It's
against
going-
the Tigers.
Yeah.
So this to me is one of the bigger circled on the calendar Carcass Watch premier
Oh,
matchups.
right.
It's going to be a mano a mano. I know JT's talking a lot of trash about the Save-On After Dark organization, and Save-On After Dark can't wait to face the Tigers. And this is going to be, again, you said you don't like calling splits. This one I'm calling a split.
So Save-On After Dark now, they have a question. Mark Cohen's going to start. They might be giving him 1 game and maybe saying Jimmy's going to get the ball game 2. Unfortunately, I hear Ali and Jimmy, they're out on Sunday morning leagues. So maybe Jimmy wants the ball for game 2.
Right, no, this actually bodes well for M&S that they're out in Sunday morning, because now they're all in on Save-On After Dark, and this is all they got.
I
So,
think Save-On After Dark's going to take 2.
that's a good
I think
call.
they're gonna go strong.
I see JT's team, the Tigers, being a little too strong
And
to get swept.
I can't call splits.
But you just did before.
Just because it was on Hillel. Giving them 1 win is almost like a sweep.
Giving them 1 win's a bigger hot take. Okay, anyway.
Now, Get Swifty is against the Foam Rollers.
So again, this is a matchup where the Foam Rollers are getting their first real test of the
I
season.
think Get Swifty takes 2.
Not going to disagree with you. The way the Foam Rollers have been, they look like they're foam rolled out and they're flat.
I
Even though
gotta
they're
get-
3-1. It's crazy.
I gotta give them more credit than you're giving them. I think because I was here that night. It was long games and
Yeah, I saw them against
long
Hillel. They don't
tail-
look good.
Yeah, they looked much better, and I loved it that they gritted their wins. So I'm giving them more credit than you. I'm taking, but I'm still taking Get Swifty to win too. Because I think they're
again,
gonna
I
have
don't
a full
disagree.
squad.
I see Swifty taking 2, and I see the separation of the standings starting to take place and
Early.
things
I
starting
mean,
to shape out.
Hey, you know, it's funny. We're only 2 weeks in, but we got a lot of matchups
All right,
in so far.
guys, the season's been great thus far. Everyone's popping. The Instagram highlight clips, the YouTube live, the shows now, the hecky around the league, the
Can't
betting
get
line,
better.
the betting lines, the jerseys look like fire, unbelievable. Every team looks like and feels like they're in every single game. Every night has that magic aura to it. Let's keep the season
Let's
rolling.
call it straight. Every night feels like playoff baseball.
And it is. Listen, we can't get better than this. Let's keep it up, guys. Looking forward to the next few weeks.
Can't wait. Looking forward to the next Save On After Dark show.
Well, that's true.